What's up, everybody? It's Buffalo Ben 15 Golf back at it again. Oh man, I'm finally back, guys. We're out at Mulberry Hills in Oxford today, and it is early golf. It was 7:45 when I showed up to the course. My plan was to warm up, putt on the practice green for like 15 minutes, chip on the range a little bit, maybe get like a little bit of a warm-up bucket. My tee time was at 8:08, but when I got there, the course was actually closed until 8 because of how foggy it was. And once I got in that parking lot, I had to rush my butt to that tee as fast as I could. And there's like 5 carts behind me waiting to go out, and they're like, why is the single holding us up? We got a league, we got an outing to do. Guys, I'm sorry. I was just as surprised as you when the gates were closed. I'm so glad that I didn't get held up and put behind the outing, because then it would have been playing the waiting game, still being stiff in the morning, hard to get down to the shots sometimes. So thankfully they let me out. You remember what I said about getting down to the shots?
I don't know what to say.
Yep.
I really don't know what to say.
That's what can happen. And we're already dropping 2 shots into the day. Unbelievable, guys. You know, another curveball they threw at me is the fact that it was a back 9 start today. I expected to start on hole 1. Ended up starting on hole 10. Hole 10 is a little bit tighter. The back 9 in general is a little bit tighter. It's a little bit shorter. There's not as many super long par 4s, but the par 3s are every bit as difficult, and you have to avoid heather, woods, or out of bounds, all of the above on every hole on at least one side of the fairway. This back 9 is tough, even though it's only 3,200 some yards. So as you can see here, still kind of off to a slow start here. The bogey putt, of course it doesn't go in, and we are off to a double bogey start. Oh my goodness.
Oh, good old Mulberry Hills. It hates me.
Definitely a tough pill to swallow there. The morning is not going well so far. Fog's finally starting to clear up. It was actually a beautiful day when I played this round. This was August 17th. It was 77 degrees. When I finished, it was like 68 right now. And man, I was taking advantage of it on some of these shots at least, because there's a great drive on the drivable par 4 11th. Almost got there.
It was pretty close.
Wow.
That was killed.
Absolutely hammered that tee ball. You love to see it. Very straightforward chip up the hill here. A lot of green to work with. Don't need to carry this too far. Got a 50 degree. But what do we do?
Driven that one in low. That one will spin.
We hit it too hard.
Oh, easy.
And then that happens.
You gotta be kidding. Oh, this is incredible. You are kidding. My goodness, this game.
I would have rather frickin' chunked it halfway up the green. This is really bad. These are mistakes that are just very avoidable, very needless, very rookie mistakes here. And as you can see, just so tough to deal with that chip the other way, so tough to stop it on top of the hill, and of course it rolls like 20 feet by. So we've gone from that drive to here for par, and it's just absolutely abhorrent.
So Jacqueline takes 4 to get down. 40 yards from the flag.
If you remember the first vlog I ever did here, you remember the pin was in the front and how downhill that putt was.
Yeah.
So obviously,
playing like crap again.
Back up the other way. Just wasn't ready for it, especially early in the morning. I mean, it's 8:30 in the morning at this point. And, I mean, the greens are still really slick for Mulberry Hills. The greens are always slick at this course. That's probably the best part of this course, is how well in shape they keep the greens. And Almost am able to hit it here on the 218 par 3.
Feel like it's pin high. It could be in the crap left with my luck.
So decent tee shot here. We're not going to be on the green. We are going to have a chip though. Not as much green to work with here as you can see. Not in the back this time. Chipping towards that pine tree, which there is a giant drop off. And as you can see here, I am just barely not able to avoid it. That ball was rolling so slow over that hill. It nearly stopped it almost stopped several times on its way down to where it is. And each time it just got like 3 feet further down the hill. At least we didn't totally choke and super fast roll it by. So we are going to get out with a bogey, but definitely could have been better. 2 straight holes where I failed to get up and down. Actually 3 straight if you count number 10 and count 84 yards as being up and down. I'd love to be in a world where I get down and 2 from 84 yards every time. That would be awesome. I'd be on the PGA Tour if I was that good, really. So off to the 13th hole here. Definitely a very difficult par 5 for how short it is. Got to keep this up the left side, and we do. It's not bad. This is acceptable. It's not in the fairway, unfortunately, so I probably won't be able to go for the green in 2, but this is definitely better than what it could have been.
Drop that
right elbow into the slot to deliver the club a little more outside to the outside in. But I just can't get it.
back with the jacket. I tried.
Wow! Where did that come from?
Ball from the 14th hole nearly
my
hits
God.
my ball there, and as you can see when I turn around, I'm like, what just happened? So that's pretty funny, at least. I honestly did need something to lighten the mood. I was playing absolutely terribly, 4 over through 3 holes. Need to score well the rest of the 9 to even have an acceptable 9 holes, really. Hopefully we can do it. I really do hope that we can PB today. The personal best that I have on this course is an 85. So definitely a course that I'm hungry to do better on. As you can see here, I do get through the tree. It did not get all the way
Awesome.
as far as I wanted it to. I mean, I could
Couldn't
not
hit
have
that
hit that
much
any
better.
better. I just didn't start it left enough and curve it back through that little gap. But it's definitely better than it could have been. So here we are, middle of the fairway for the 3rd shot. Really straightforward shot here. Should be able to get this on the green. Right on line, but unfortunately is short. Just have not adjusted to the new gap wedge distance. The new wedge distance is the fact that I'm actually hitting them flush now instead of last year and the year before where I was thinning them. And my gap wedge was going 135, but it was lower than my 8-iron. Yeah, it was definitely not what was ideal. As you can see there, almost ideal of a chip there. That was nearly in the hole for birdie. Man, that would have been nice. But just barely slides by. And of course, it's like 4 feet back the other way. And it's very, very downhill, as you guys are about to see. Even at 9 a.m. in the morning, this is not what you want. This sucks. What's going on right now? As you can see, I'm leaning over very hard, trying to choke down on the putter a little bit. But as you can see, the toe of my putter, oh my God. Something that I've noticed in the past few vlogs that I've been doing not well, and there is really where it caught my attention. Going back through all the rounds that I've played in these last 4 months that I have yet to edit and upload, that was the putt that really brought my attention to how bad the problems got of me not being able to lay my putter flat in the ground. And of course we can't make the comebacker right, so there's a double bogey. 6 over through 4 holes. That's wonderful. Oh my God. Cannot believe I'm playing this badly, really. It's really not, it's not fun posting rounds like this. As much as I know you guys want to see golf, I wish it didn't have to be this kind of golf. You know, this year's been up and down. As you can see, I've had the 274s this year. I've had that happen, and then I've had 89 down in Alabama, the 85 as well, with the 44 back 9 where I kind of choked. It's just been an up and down year. The 45-37 at Beacon Hill, the first one this year with Uncle Eddie, and my goodness, it was, I mean, sometimes you'll see the contrast in 2 9s in the same day, but sometimes you'll just see it from one round to the next. This year, I haven't really had too many super blow up rounds this year. I've only the only bad one I had is the only 2 really bad ones I've had this year are the 89 in Alabama, the 94 at the PAT second round. Although you have to shoot 158 for 36 holes in order to pass, so effectively 279s in a row. And going into the PAT, I really do think that mentality was just not good. Just putting the 279s in my head, and I actually was able to get the first 79 the first time I tried the PAT. I was able to get this first 79, so I was thinking in my mind, okay, just need to do exactly what I did again. And suffice it to say, that's not what happened. All right, so as I was so rudely interrupted by that amazing chip shot to salvage par on stroke hole 1, just have to throw that out there right now. I just did that. So as you can see, you're seeing the contrast even in these individual holes. So it's definitely been a year where I've lacked some consistency, which is a shame because I really have had some of the best rounds of my life. The 74 at Pontiac Country Club, 74 at Beacon Hill. Oh, look at that. We're right back into the soup again with this hook shot. But getting that... I'm sorry. Now I'm interrupting myself for how bad I'm playing, because this sucks. But my mentality going into the PAT was just stay consistent, you know? Like, I did a 79 and an 80 at Forest Acres. I performed a 159 where my rounds only varied by a stroke. I knew for a fact I could do something like that. But unfortunately, that's not how it works out every time. For as many times now as I've broken 80 in my life, which is probably up to something like 40 or 50 times at this point, which is awesome.
Okay, alive.
For how much I've done that, you would think I've had a decent amount of rounds where I've gone like 39-39 or 40-38 or 40-39 or something decently consistent that you can really be proud of. Yeah, you did see a 37-37 at Beacon Hill. You did see a 36-38 at Pontiac Country Club, and that's awesome that I at least have a couple now, and a couple that you've been able to see now as well. But most of the time when I break 80, it's something stupid like 37-42 or 42-37, or heck, it's even more extreme sometimes.
Okay.
I've had...
That was about 25 feet left of the pin.
I mean, I remember the 75 at Sylvan last
okay
year,
with
I had a 41-34. So
Because right beyond that green is woods. And
I've been all over
woods.
the map, but I've had...
And it is closer than
I've
you
had
think.
break 80 rounds with a 43-9. And oddly enough, I've had a lot more of those than I've had 39-39 or 38-38 or something like that. And as you're going to see today, if I'm going to break 80 today, I'm going to need to have something like a 43-36. Something where it really contrasts and something where I really turn it around, which I know I can do, but it just feels so much better. It just feels so much more complete when both nines are good and you played a full 18 holes, you know, instead of where you all of a sudden found a second wind like 7 holes in, you know? Like, you know, it's nice to see. Now the sabers are above 500 now. That takes me into this spiel of what I'm about to talk about here. As that was actually a pretty decent two-putt you guys just saw. Let's just hear what I have to say here first.
I'm still playing like dog crap, though. Way above what I wanted to be.
Wanted to break 40 on this 9. Best I can do now is probably 42, 43. I don't know. We got 3 more holes left. The last two, 17 and 18, are both shortish par 4s, 375 and 380. They're both pretty gettable as long as you don't miss the green on your approach. You can easily birdie those. So see what we can do. We got a 203 par 3 coming up though. Big mistake is going left by those 3s because you're short-sided with a tough chip. So just wanted to take you into what I was thinking, what I still have left to go. And if you guys aren't super familiar with this course, that's the reason why I wanted to share that with you guys, because I know you guys have only ever seen this course once on the channel. And on top of that being one of my fairly older videos at this point. So, yeah, the big deal here at Mulberry Hills, the front 9, which today will be the back 9, the front 9 has the par 4s that are super difficult. There's 3 of them that are over 430.
That was
now
such
on the
a pure
back,
strike as well.
There's only one par 4 that's over 430, over 425, something like that. But the deal on the back is both par 3s are over 200. So, yeah, each 9 definitely has its specialized difficulties. And both tee shots on each par 3 on the back I've actually done okay with. I was able to putt that ball, was able to get, I forget if this was on the fringe or on the green, that I made it on the green in regulation, I forget. But, I mean, 1 out of 2 greens in regulation on par 3s that are over 200 yards, if you're hitting the green on every other shot, you're doing pretty well for yourself. And if you're getting par on every other one of them, you're also doing pretty well for yourself.
That's a big one.
So definitely the par 3s have helped keep this round somewhat alive now. So 7 over through 7 holes. The fact that we salvaged that just to get to that is very shameful. But hey, we still got 2 more holes to go. Like I said, 17 is actually tough. Scratch what I said earlier. 17, you have to hit a very straight drive on 17, and the green also plays much shorter. The nice thing about 17 is that there's no really tiers on the green. It's a consistent slope from back to front, but the false front is just brutal. And the tee shot, with how much room you have to work with, you don't have that much. And as you can see here, I am definitely playing with fire here. It is turning back all right. I did get the sort of the draw I wanted on it, but definitely not as much
on this course.
So we'll go up here and see what happens. And of course it doesn't stay in, because why would the pace of the day change now? Because why not kick us while we're down, right? So that was awesome. Just so disheartening to go up there and see that it just barely trickled into the brush just to the right of us by like 6 feet. Very calm, very nice comeback swing here, though, on the gap wedge. I just get super unlucky with the false front here. Goes downhill, back down, and just a short chip up to a front pin here. Should be able to still get a bogey out of this. Just got to make sure to hit this one hard enough.
And he just duffed it.
I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
These are miscues you don't see from me very often. I am one of the best chippers I know. Yeah, as you can see here, right there. Look at that. Yep. The second try, I get it within a foot. Yep. Just has to have that come into play too. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable.
Everything I try.
As you can see, I'm definitely getting a little salty now. I'm very angry at this point. It sucks that I'm playing like this. This course is just in my head. This course will get in your head. Because when you look at it at the overhead and you see, oh, there's no bunkers. This course must be super easy. And you come here all macho thinking that you're going to do really good. Oh, I'm going to shoot 76. It's going to be a great day. And you hop back in your car after shooting an 88 and you're like, what the hell happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. You got absolutely screwed by some of the marshlands and some of the woods and some of the reeds that are on this course that you don't think will hit you, and they hit you when you least expect it, especially on the back nine. And I've fallen victim to that twice now on this back, going in the brush on hole 15 and now on hole 17. So heading into this putt here, just a ridiculously long one. Right now I'm just thinking 2-putt. All I'm thinking here is pace and get ourselves in with a 45, and hopefully we can go ham on the back.
Oh, man.
Unbelievably good. Just go in. Just go in.
Absolutely incredible. I just made a 65-foot putt on video. Oh my gosh, that is the longest putt I've ever made. This has got to be one of the longest putts made on YouTube. Oh my goodness. That was incredible. I just judged that line perfectly. It was a little hot coming in, but man, it hit that pin dead center and it just dropped straight down. Oh my gosh. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. So, instead of a 45, possibly a 46 or a 47, 44. Okay, I mean, this isn't totally over because of that. And man, you guys are going to see how much good that does for me on the back nine. How much that shifts my mentality to positive. How much more confidence it gives me in my club selections, in the shot shapes that I'm trying to hit. You guys are going to see how much that putt does for me on the back nine of this round, and even heading into the front nine of next round. That was an earth-shattering putt right there. That was unbelievable. Oh my gosh. For those of you that listened to me in the description, and when I said watch till the end, because you'll see something that you've probably never seen before, I told you so, because there you go. Yeah, that was a historic moment right there. That was unbelievable. Definitely the longest putt I've ever made. Yeah, I don't think I've ever made anything longer than that, at least on video. So, heading into the back, we're going to be 8 over. Again, I mean, kind of, this might sound like an insane thing to say, but I'm actually happy to be 8 over after where I was at. 6 over through 4 holes, and the fact that I was able to pull it together with the 439 par 4 being in that mix and the 203 par 3 being in that mix, the fact that I was able to recover, even with another double after that, to go 2 over on those last 5, that's pretty damn good. All right, so heading into this back, you guys are definitely going to see how much that helps me. What I was going to say about the Sabres before, but I just kind of ran out of time just because of the par 3 coming up. I wanted you guys to hear that commentary there. What I was about to say is the Sabres, they don't really know how to hold a lead yet. The fact that they've gotten themselves back into as competitive of a spot they are in, they're definitely not used to holding the lead heading into third period. You know, you'll see a lot more comeback victories from the Sabres than you will just full 60-minute periods where all three of them they play well. You know, you'll often see the Sabres give up 2 more than they score in one period, but then in the other 2 periods, they'll find a way to tie it up and win in overtime or something like that. That's kind of where I'm at with my golf game right now. And sure, there's still wins. Sure, there's still break 80s, but it just doesn't feel as good, if you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, my goal this year is to get my average down below 40 strokes per 9 holes. That doesn't mean I have to do it every time. So we'll cross that bridge once we get over shooting below 40 per 9 holes. Then we'll talk about becoming more consistently under that. All right, guys. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you guys on the back 9. Spoiler alert, it's much better than this. This is Buffalo Ben 15 signing off. Have a good day, everyone, and happy holidays.